Alright, hello again and welcome back. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and I've been going over MIT's App Inventor 2. We've been doing this through a series of videos, and we're up to where we're creating our, I think it's about our 7th video right now, and we're going to make a xylophone. What I did was I went out and I asked, what are the official colors of a xylophone? And the problem is there don't seem to be any. So I found this one here, and I kind of liked it. So I went out and basically set up the way I want this to look. Okay, so these are the colors that I'm going to use, etc. And let's just start. Alright, so I'm going to do a projects, start new project, and I'm going to call this my xylophone. Alright, and there we've got our start. I should start up the emulator just so I'm sure that I've got it going. That's fine like that. So first thing I want to do is I want to put in my buttons. So I'm going to put in a button, and after each button I'm going to have a label. So I'm just going to keep doing this. And if there's a fast way to do this, faster than I'm doing it, I don't know what it is. Three, and I'll tell you what, let's do it 4 at a time. Okay, so this first one here, we'll change the names later. I'm not that concerned with that right now. I'm really not. But we're going to say that we want the width on this, as we look in here, to be 94%. So again, we're using percentages, so 94%. You can already see how it's going to almost go to the edge here. Let's do the next one too. Width, and this will be 90%. I'm going to cut it down by 4 pixels every time. Width, 86%, and then 82%. Alright, so I've got those 4. These labels are going to have a height of 1 pixel, so they're going to be very small. And they're not going to have any text. So you can see them right there. Again, no text. Height of 1 pixel. And although it really probably won't matter, so the height of 1 pixel. Let's come in here and let's do the width being fill parent. All right. Alright, so there's that. Then it's time to go and do the other 4. So again, button, label, button, label, button, label, button, label. And I think I'm going to make this a thinner one than I did before. And what I mean by that is when I come here, now I've got the height set to automatic. What if I set the height to about, I don't know. How about 10%? Is that going to be too big or too small? No, that's too big. How about 6%? Looks like that's about the size that it was. So let's make it 5%. I like that a little better. So we're going to make all of these, the height is going to be 5%. And the reason that I'm doing this is I want to be able to look at the entire xylophone at one time. Okay? All right. So, that one was 82, so this one is going to be 78. And you can see what we're doing here. All right. So this last one was 78, which means that this one will be 74. That's not right. That was supposed to be a percentage, not a pixel. Okay, and again we want no text. Screwed up there, but that's fine. We're going to fix that in just a minute anyway. All right, so that width should be fill parent. Okay, why don't I do that for the rest of these? Let's get rid of the text in all of them. Make it much easier as we're creating this. So you can see we're almost finished here. Well, that ended up being a little weird. 5%, 86. Should also be 5%. Okay. This last one, that was 74, which means that this is going to have a width of 70%. And again, a height of 5%, and it will have no text. So since that one was 70, this one will be 66. Text. And no text. All right, so that's just about finished. Last thing that I want to do is come in and add a layout. Horizontal layout at the bottom, because at the very bottom here I want two buttons. So you can see again we have, that's basically our interface is a bunch of buttons and labels. So there'll be one button, and here will be the next button. And this button, let's rename these right away. This will be called play, button play, and we will put on there for the text play. And first let's go back to the horizontal arrangement and let's make sure that our width is set to fill parent. And while we're at it, since that's the last thing on the screen, let's make the height fill parent also. Okay, all right, so we've got play here. We'll make the width, oh, I don't know, how about 47%, And I think I'm going to make the height, I'm going to make this a nice chunky button. Okay. And we will make it 18 pixels and bold it. There we go. And this next one, we'll just call it button reset. The text on it, so the width will be, again, 47%. The height will again be to fill parent. We'll again make this, I think we said 18 pixels, was that right? In a bold font. And we want the text to be reset. All right. Maybe that's a little bit too thick. You get the idea, though. That's okay. That'll be fine. All right. So on the next lecture, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to reset my colors. I'm going to reset my names, etc. But before I do that, let's go in and let's do a connect, reset connection, connect, and let's see if we can connect to the emulator. Run this. It will be totally non-operational, but I just want to see what it looks like. When I created the prototype for this, I didn't change the height of the buttons. So you couldn't see on screen at any one time, you couldn't see the two bottom buttons. Maybe that's one of the reasons that I made them bigger as well. So again, after I get done with this, then in the next lecture, video, I'm going to set all my colors, and I'm going to set all my names. All right, and then we'll talk about, we have to put two more components in. One is a sound component. We've talked about that one before. The other one is a new component. It's called a timer. You'll see what it is and how it's used at that time. All right, hopefully this is going to come up on here. And again, it doesn't look that great right now, and actually these are way too wide. I don't like the way that those look. So I think I can make each one of these a little wider. We're going to see. I'm going to make that more narrow. All right? So rather than bore you and have you watch me do that, I'll do that before I start the next video, and I'll be back to do that video shortly.